Hey guys, today we're going to react to Roger Waters' The Dark Side of the Moon Redux. I know that this is a fairly controversial album and that kind of stuff because everybody bashes on it and says that it's the most terrifying, terrible thing they ever heard of, they ever listened to, and I'm willing to give it a try. I haven't listened to it yet, although I have listened to the original The Dark Side of the Moon before, like 100 times before. Even I have the 1994 remaster right here, so it's a really cool album. Listened from the beginning to the very end, and I wanted to give this one a try because I don't want to be like a sheep, just repeating what everybody said before. I want to actually try it out for myself and see what I think about it. So let's start in 3, 2, 1, play. Hopefully it'll be a good experience though, and maybe a little bit different, but good enough. I have listened to all of Rogers's albums before, every one of them, so I'm kind of like experienced in his style. Apparently these are 3-4 lyrics, I'm pretty sure. The memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime.
The memories of a man in his old age.
Well, I did not expect him to
are the deeds of a man in his prime.
Be this up close.
You shuffle in the gloom of the sick room and talk to yourself as you die.
For life is short as a... Wait.
For life is a short, warm moment.
And death is a long, cold rest.
Is a long, cold rest.
This sounds a little bit more nihilistic, like The Wall.
You get your chance to try in the twinkling of an eye.
80 years with luck or even less.
Or even less. So all aboard for the American tour, and maybe you'll make it to the top.
Oh, that is
but mind how you go.
pretty terrifying.
I can tell you, because I know you may find it hard to get off.
I wonder why he chose 3-4 right there, you know? That's... Okay, so apparently there are there are transitions. That is pretty cool that he maintained that. And this is Breathe in the Air. Wonder what he's going to do with like Gilmore solos and writes keyboards and stuff, because I'm not really sure if he has the rights to that or not at all. So maybe not. Let's see. Sounds like the root chords on a acoustic guitar. I think there are birds as well. Oh. Sounds pretty different, but it sounds the same. I like the quality of the drums now. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. The drums sound really clean, and I'm not really sure if I like it or not, because the original one had a slightly more, like, the drums were far back instead of being this up front, you know? So maybe that's a problem with the mixing, or it's meant to be like that, I'm not really sure.
You are the angel of death, and I am the dead man's son. He was buried like a mole in a foxhole.
I think that's still free form.
Breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care.
I feel like I miss the synthesizers.
Leave, but don't leave me here. Look around and choose your own ground. For long you live and high you fly. Smiles you'll give and tears you'll cry. And all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. Run,
Sounds a lot more dramatic than before.
run. Dig it home. Forget the sun. And when at last the work is done, don't sit down.
I really like the
It's time
strings
to
actually.
deal another one. For long you live and high you fly. Only if you ride the tide and balanced on the biggest wave, you race towards an early grave.
Boom. So that should be on the run. Oh, that sounds creepy and cool. Wonder if there's going to be like a transition.
Today I awoke.
Okay, apparently he's going to have. Okay, I didn't expect like a diary entry or something. But yeah, that was brief in the air. Well, that was certainly different, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. Actually, I don't think it's superior to the original one, The Dark Side of the Moon, but I think it's a really cool ambient song, where you can really feel the landscape, the soundscape of like like the your environment pretty much. You know, when you listen to soundtracks or to lo-fi music, that kind of stuff, it's pretty much the same vibe. You really just close your eyes, you take in all of the different sounds through the soundscape, I guess you could say, and it feels big, it feels deep pretty much. And it's a lot more cynical, nihilistic, Roger Waters style, more than more what do you call it? More sadder, a little bit more cynical, and less happier than original Brief as well. So that should be on the run. Let me look at the lyrics. By the way, if I cannot form phrases properly, it's because it's 5 a.m. right now, and I cannot sleep, so I haven't slept in like 24 hours or something. And I decided to do this because I'm a alcoholic, a workaholic, not an alcoholic, workaholic. Today I woke up from a dream.
From a dream. It was a revelation. Almost Patmosian. whatever that
Patmosian.
means, but that's evidently another story.
I like his.
It began with some standard
Just
bullshit
rambling.
fight with evil. In this case, an apparently all-powerful, hooded and cloaked figure. We fled.
Sounds
we.
very
I was
different
not
from the
alone.
original.
But there's no escape. You're on the tee, but there's nowhere to tee the ball up. You're trying to pack, but the chaos is too great.
I feel like this is a
You can't
poem.
remember where you parked the car. The birds come over, but the gun falls apart. The train is late or it doesn't stop.
Sounds a little bit goofier.
Your hands are too big, the world is too small. You
The
don't
loop.
mean to plunge the knife under the waiter's ribs, but somehow you do. You push on the foot brake as hard as you can, but the car keeps rolling slowly forwards onto the track or backwards over the cliff.
What the fuck? Well, that took me by surprise.
Those. It was the final showdown, the final confrontation between good and evil.
That was pretty effective, actually.
He caught up, the Wraith. He was strong, too strong to defeat in hand to hand. We tried everything. It all boiled down and expanded out and up into a sort of Pilot Wings video game over a circus site. La Liberté gone mad. Canvas and people, and towering smoke arches, and juggling capsules and catching knives.
I think that's a piano.
And it was complicated
or an organ.
And exhausting, but we won the day.
Oh, we won the day, I guess.
We stood, exhausted but triumphant, smiling at one another.
It feels like a motivational music video.
Like bad Shakespearean actors. But then we looked up and around. They were gathering anew above us, darkening the sky. Hordes and hordes, too many to count, poised to attack. Overwhelming odds against we happy few, we band of brothers. We were prepared to die, almost relieved to have given our all, when just out of sight, to my right, just beyond the periphery of my vision, like a raging bonfire in a high wind, someone spoke.
Someone spoke.
A voice, like Atticus Finch. Be gone, the fire, forward oblique voice ordained.
This may be a metaphorical way
It brooked no rebuttal.
of explaining
Dissolved,
the original
and all around
concept
the circus tents,
of anxiety.
open saloon cars full of bad guys milled around to make their escape, skidding in the mud, but there was nowhere to run. It was over.
Oh, now it's time. This is a pretty good one.
The voice had been there all along. Hidden in the stones in the rivers.
Honestly, my favorite so far is probably going to be Brief, more than
Hidden in all the books.
On the Run. Already reminds me of, is this a life we really want? Boom, boom. I feel like the heartbeat is a lot more prevalent.
It was the voice of reason.
Momentarily lapse of reason. Boom. Boom, boom. This is a lot more longer than the original one, I think. And it's very dramatic as well. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like a whisper.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day. You fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way. Kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown. Waiting for someone or something to show you the way.
think it's two different
You are young and life is long.
different recordings.
There is time to kill today. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun.
Well, I'm missing my solo right now. Boom. I like the strings though, and the bass. I think that's a synthesizer. It's like a way more emotional song now. I can feel a little bit of the effort put into the album. Boom. Ooh, really cool guitar.
Behind you again.
I think that's an orchestra.
In a relative way, but you're older. Shorter of breath, and one day closer to death. Every year is getting shorter.
Boom.
Never seem to find the time. Plans that either come to naught or half a page of scribbles
I kind of miss
hanging on in quiet
the backing vocals, you know.
is the English way. The time is gone, the song is over. Thought I'd something more to say.
Oh, I kind of like the drum. This does remind me of the demos that Roger recorded originally. It's a lot more slow and dramatic.
I like to be here when I can. And when I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. And far away across the fields, the tolling of the iron bell calls the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spells.
Okay, so that's the end of time. I think the next one should be The Great Gig in the Sky. And for some reason it's missing the great. I guess it's just Great Gig in the Sky. I remember, I think it had the, right? Oh, it has the tolling bell, I guess. No, which is pretty cool. More of a concept album.
Dear Mr. Waters,
What the fuck?
Don asked me to let you know that he is in hospital now and has been diagnosed with a cancer in his sinus.
I guess that makes
He also
sense.
asked me to tell everyone
Because
that
it's
he's not answering any letters.
a song about
Best to
death.
you, Don's assistant, Kendall. And then I wrote to Kendall. Dear Kendall, the other night in Zagreb, at the end of the show, when I sometimes wax political, I suddenly found myself telling 10,000 Croats Don's One Road story. I had no idea if they would get it. When I got to the line, there is only one road in Yugoslavia, they burst in.
It sounds like one of those like weird like guys that you talk to and he's like, there is a cursed town over there, you know.
Loud and genuine laughter. I told them the rest of the story in brief, including Kirby's cancer.
Apparently everybody's dying of cancer.
There is only one road.
Now it should be declaratory. Or I guess he's just going to hum. Boom, boom. I think that has auto-tune as well. Sounds a lot more modern, I guess I'd say. I wonder what dog breed that is in the cover. Boom, boom, boom. I'm guessing he's gonna read the letter again. I think I can hear somebody leaving a car,
I stayed
maybe?
in touch with Kendall. She lived a couple of 100 yards down the road from the farmhouse. Somehow Don's plan for the Eagle Farm to stay in the family never worked out and it went on the market. Eventually an estate sale was organised and Kendall kept me informed.
He could have used backing singers, right?
It was still light when we got there, so we went to the
For
farm and sat on the porch.
Claire Torres' part.
Chatted to a few people who were gathered there. Some ladies intent on protecting Don's legacy, determined to at least buy his red chair, and some other important stuff. I told Kendall that if it was okay with the estate, I would like a couple of bale hooks and some baling twine from the barn. She organised that. Thank you, sweet Kendall.
Alright.
Tears burn my eyes. My new old friend. My bale hooks and twine arrived a few months later with a colour photograph of Don with Kendall.
Boom.
They live, hooks, twine and pick, slap bang in the middle of some beautiful shells we have on the landing. Pride of place alongside some mummified dragonflies.
Mummified
And
dragonflies.
old robin's eggs. treasured. Forever catching the
For
rays
now,
of the
I'd say
dying
this is
sun
probably the worst one so far.
at that gin rumminy time of the afternoon that I love.
It's more like a song for a poem instead of like an actual song. He could have been a little bit more creative and put like either backing singers or actually read in tune of the song.
R.I.P. Donald Hall. And now I've arrived at the bit I was looking for.
Apparently that's an airplane.
The crossroads.
Maybe that's the crossroads because it's like side one, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, that side is money as a dam, any color you like, brain damage and eclipse. So let me just change my camera battery. Okay, so it's been a day since the last time that I've listened to this. Now it's probably time to listen to Money. Boom, 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 boom. Get away. It's a really good song in the original one. Let's see if he either butchered this one or if he made kind of like an acoustic version or something like that. 7 minutes long. I think the original one was a little bit longer, maybe, probably because they cut the guitar solo and the saxophone solo, so it's going to be inferior in my opinion, unless he pulls off some crazy stunt. But let's press play in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, it's plugged in the wrong. Hang on, it's okay. Now it should be probably coming out through here. There we go. Boom, boom. Oh, his bass part is still there though. Boom, bam, bam, bam. It sounds a lot more. Sounds a lot more dark, I guess.
Get a good job with more pay and you're okay.
Has a really good grasp on his voice,
Money.
which makes him the song a little bit more melancholic, maybe.
Grab that cash with both hands and
Make a stash.
new car, caviar, 4-star, daydream, think about a football team.
I wish there was more backing singers, I'd say. Boom, 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 boom.
Money. Get back. I'm alright, Jack. Keep your hands off my stack. Money. Well, it's a hit.
Sounds like a weird cover, you know?
Don't give me that do-goody good bullshit.
Boom, boom.
I'm in the high fidelity, first class traveling set. Think I need a Learjet.
I mean, the root chords are still there.
Welcome to hell.
Maybe these are new lyrics? Boom, 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 boom.
I'm sorry. I'll read that again. Welcome to rooftops.
Apparently we're in a rooftop.
I'm sorry. I'll read that again. Welcome to the Starlight Room.
Boom, boom. Boom.
I'm sorry, I'll read that again.
I'm guessing this is replacing the guitar solo.
Welcome to the underworld.
I miss the keyboard as well.
Close, swaddled in the clawing folds of fat, the heavyweight squats, freak fearful on his stool. And through toad lids, he squints his vision of the world. The grey parade of waiters trade, his retinue, of course, seconds, thirds, and fourths, cling tick-like to his skin. The bell sounds in the corner of the ring, a fresh contender for his crown. Puts out his pale hand.
It sounds a lot more jazzier because there's no guitar, I think.
Before the bout, the champion blinks, his sticky tongue swollen in greed, with cobra speed.
That is a very cool bass line.
Lights out for the kid, his grace and wit, in that split second, plucked, sucked, dissolve, reduced petty bulk, digested shit. The champ, well satisfied, adjusts his sumo backside on the stool, howls round his clock, breaks wind out loud. The crowd howls its approval. But in the shadow of the ring,
I feel like this is more of a bass
crooked grin
tutorial
pats the briefcase
than an actual song.
that holds the Faustian pact. He smiles, enjoys his little joke, because he knows the champion's cloak is but a shroud, in fact.
Now it's back to the song, I guess. They had to replace it as solos.
Money, it's a crime. Share it fairly, but don't take a slice of my pie.
I like his vocal delivery, to be honest.
So they say,
It hits a lot harder, you know?
is the root of all evil today.
Evil.
But if you ask for a rise, it's no surprise they're giving none away. Away. Giving none away. Giving none away.
Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom. It sounds like his old self. Is that actually it?
None.
I guess that's pretty realistic, considering he's like a socialist, and he's giving none away either way. So I wanna hear that again. That was the end of the song, and the next one will probably be Us and Them, I'm pretty sure. But I just wanna hear the voice right there, because I'm pretty sure that was either old Roger, like from 1970s or so, or it's just another random guy in the midst.
None. Wait.
Boom, 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 boom.
How much you're giving away?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. and if not, then it sounds pretty similar, to be honest. But yeah, let's go to the next song, which is Us and Them. I wonder what he's going to do with this one, because I feel like this has the actual potential to be a good song, because it's not as like dependent on the guitar and stuff, so it's a little bit more on his area instead of just, you know, cutting the whole song with a poem and stuff like that. I'd say that Money was fairly disappointing, because compared to the original one, this is a joke. But I'd say that the only thing that really like makes me not like it as much is because he replaced it with like some fucking poem. You know, he could have just made something really cool, like a weird saxophone solo or keyboard solo, something like that. Really modify the original one. You don't really have to make one note per note to make a remake, you know? You could just improvise and make stuff up that wasn't there before. And I feel like adding a poem to just, you know, replace the solo is kind of lazy, I'd say. But let's see the next one, Us and Them. Really good song. Has the potential to be really good. Boom, 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 boom. I think that's the bass as well. The bass is really good on the mids, I'd say. Boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Us. Ooh, now there are strings. I feel like that's pretty cool. It wasn't in the original. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. It feels like an acoustic version. Boom, boom. Us. And them.
And after all, we're only ordinary men.
Boom, 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 boom. For now, it sounds exactly the same, which is good. But it has Roger's vocals, which I think the original had Gilmore's.
God only knows it's not what we would choose to do.
Boom, 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 boom.
Forward he cried from the rear, and the front rank died.
I feel like this has way less impact, I'd say.
The general said, and the lines on the map moved from side to side.
I just noticed that the cover has like a dog looking at the album, and you can see the fingers. I thought it was just the image. Boom, boom.
And who knows which is which,
And who is who? Who? Boom, boom.
up, and down.
I think that's a synthesizer, maybe. Now that is really cool. This is what he should do more. Boom, 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 No, I really do like this one. Boom, 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 Okay, I really like that little section right there. It was fairly ambiental, really made you immersive.
It can't be helped, but there's a lot of it about.
I wish that he did this with Nick Mason. I don't think he did. Because I would say Nick's style is very hard to copy.
And all tonight, it's what the fighting's all about.
Boom, 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 boom.
Out of the way, it's a busy day, and I've got things on my mind. For want of the price of tea and a slice, the old man died.
Ooh, apparently we're running straight into any color you like. I wonder how this is going to be, because I'd say that all of them are really ingrained in this one, in the original mids. And apparently there are lyrics, which originally was instrumental. Ooh. Boom, boom, boom.
It's hard to understand.
No more poems. Fuck.
Bombarded as we are by hard words.
Boom, boom, boom. I wish he did more lyrics instead of just reading a poem.
Like molecules.
Boom, boom,
In an electron microscope.
boom.
Battered from pillar to post.
Boom, boom, boom,
Trade.
and suits.
Men in suits.
I really like the bass though, which was
Tactics
probably in
and
the original.
strategy. Barter soft skin. CAT scan slice of life. A flag. Any colour you like. Blue and yellow. Pink. Red. Black.
Oh,
Rainbow.
transitioning to
Yeah.
brain damage.
Rainbow.
Okay, so before we continue, okay, I was reading the lyrics for a second. Before we continue, I will say what I think about Us and Them, and also Any Color You Like. Us and Them was fairly better than Any Color You Like, I'd say, because Any Color You Like is kind of like difficult to make without making it worse, because it's at the peak of like improvisation and the band just jamming out when it came out, you know. It isn't very, what do you call it, like a centered piece, but it's more like a jam. It's more like something to move your body to. It's kind of like a DJ putting a lot of music for you to dance, instead of like making something really slow for you to really think about the intricacies of the universe and stuff like that. Other than Them was also really good because it's fairly Roger Waters' style. It's more calm. It's a little bit more centered. I don't like the fact that there's also poetry there as well. Instead of lyrics, he could have just sang some stuff. Or I guess actually not. It was Any Color You Like and Money. I don't think Us and Them had any poetry, which is good, by the way. I don't like that. I just don't. Unless he made like new lyrics, it'd be really cool. But he didn't, so it's pretty boring, honestly. But yeah, the next one's going to be Brain Damage and Eclipse. I wonder what he's going to do with the end of the album, because I don't know if there is going to be like... Oh, by the way, I forgot about it. There are no interviews in the Dark Side of the Moon Redux. Like, originally there was a lot of interviews with people like Paul McCartney and stuff like that. This one doesn't have anything, like, at all. So that's kind of disappointing as well. Wish was more well worked, I'd say, instead of being lazily just put together and vomited throughout the discography of Roger Waters. But yeah, the next one should be his best one, maybe, because Brain Damage is a composition by him, and it's not that fucking hard to mess up Brain Damage. There's no way he's going to actually mess up Brain Damage, you know, because it's his song, and it's fairly easy to play as well, and it's like the peak of the album. So let's see.
Why don't we re-record?
What the fuck?
He's gone mad.
Yep.
The lunatic is on the grass.
It's a little bit different from before.
The lunatic is on the grass.
I kinda like it, to be honest. It isn't that bad.
Remembering games and daisy chains and laughs.
I think that's a choir.
Got to keep the loonies on the path. The lunatic is in the hall.
think this is a little bit longer as well.
The paper holds the folded faces to
I think the original brain damage is 3 minutes and 50.
the paper boy brings more. And if the dam breaks open many years too soon, and if there is no room upon the hill, and if your head explodes with dark forebodings too, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. The lunatic is in my head.
Where's the laughter? I don't think there's any more laughter.
The lunatic is in my head.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more laughter.
You raise the blade. You make the change. You rearrange till I'm sane. You lock the door and throw away the key. And there's someone in my head, but it's not me. And if the cloud bursts, thunder in your ear, you shout and no one seems to hear. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
I think it's a little bit. I think it has less lyrics than before. Because I think the Dark Side of the Moon, like that verse right there, repeated twice on the original album. I think. And I think there was interviews in this part right here. Boom, boom, boom. It's time for the eclipse. All that you touch and all that you see, all that you taste, all you feel, all
You touch, all that you see, all that you taste, and all you feel, all that you love,
I think it's his own voice actually,
hate,
but he's doing a weird
trust,
nosy
all you
voice.
say, all that you give, and all that you give, all that you buy, big borrow or steal, and all you create, and all you destroy, and all that you do, and all that you say, all that you eat, and everyone you meet.
There's a heartbeat at the very least. There is no dark in the dark side in the moon. Okay, so I think that's the end of the album. I think that was the last little speech right there was done by Roger, and it's probably referencing the old version, which was "There is no dark side in the." Oh my god, there is no dark side in the moon. Something like that. Matter of fact, it's all dark. I don't remember how it's actually, phrased, but something like that. And I think Jerry was the doorbell for Abbey Road, which said that, I think. I can't really remember his name right now, but I think it is. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. I'd say that the album overall is clearly inferior to the original one, and it doesn't really replace the original one, but I feel like it's more of an acoustic and ambient version, if you prefer. It's kind of like a cover. I feel like everybody does covers for Wish You Were Here, why not The Dark Side of the Moon as well. So it's more like a cover instead of like replacing or remaking it to be better. It's more Rogerized, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's a good alternative if you're working on something and you don't want to be distracted. You have a song in the background while you study, work, or borrow or steal and all that you buy and all. But this one is fairly better. Just insanely better. That's probably why you shouldn't take things for granted, because The Dark Side of the Moon is a really, really good album that wouldn't be possible if all of them didn't align together. For the lyrics, for the compositions, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.